Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. Noobs, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for giving me a shot, a chance. Even if it was 1 second, 5 seconds, or 5 minutes. Thank you regardless. I kind of know where I want to go. I'm in the twilight zone. So I know where I would like to go, but I don't think I don't think we're going to end up there just because everything is topsy-turvy. Everything is upside down. Everything is left side up and all of that goodness and all of that goodness. I'm going to try, but I don't know. It may or may not occur. The shiny objects may get me thrown off track, or there might not be enough time that went by for me to share this information, because you still got to protect the guilty in the game. You still have to protect the guilty in the game. And noobs, that's the saying. I suggest you go back and review some of the historical documents to actually fully understand what that means. Or raise your hand and wait to be called on. But keep your hands, feet, toes, and any other object to yourself. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. Or you can I already said raise your hand. Or you can look to the person around somewhere in the room and ask them what it means. And I'm pretty positive that they will know and they can give you an answer. They say sometimes you don't really miss someone till they're gone and all of that. Well, I actually knew how much I was going to miss this person while they were there around. But Regs, we do this almost like every single day, but it's not every single day, Rex. It just feels that way because we got this special. We got this unique bond that we share. Sharing is caring. But 1 century, 1 millennium, a person's going to come up with what to call this in the name and all of that stuff. And we're going to have a name for it, but we don't need one because we know what it is. Everyone know what it is. Everyone feels it. Everyone gets it. That's regs, that is. Regs. Noobs, that's a level you need to get to. And regs, you know about the other level that you need to make it to. Yes, you do. But I don't have to bring it up. I don't have to bring that up. And as you might know, I haven't been singing and dancing inside the G-Rod. Maybe that has brought me to my dark and twisted fantasy place where I've been hanging about and hanging around in, where I'm just listening to my old sappy songs and my old sappy songs that just make me feel in some kind of way and get me all of my emotions and make me feel a little bit better, because, misery loves company and company loves misery. And so the two just go hand in hand together. And so there we are. Hurt people, but I'm not hurt. So I'm not hurting anyone. I'm just compensating. And yes, compensating. It's a new thing. It's a new thing. Just like energy conserving. So noobs, you're onto something. You're onto something. So from here on out, you are in the inside. You're in the inside club. This insider language now. That's a new thing that just been created. A new thing that just been created, and you're a part of it. So that means you definitely got to stay. That means you definitely got to stick around. That means you definitely got to come back, or the door is always open. How about that? The door is always open. I haven't been singing. I haven't been dancing. I haven't been making my chest pop. I haven't been doing all the things that make me feel good. I haven't been doing all the things that make me happy, or even going to the happy place, because the happy place just needs a break sometimes. You can't be in a happy place all the time. You can't be singing. You can't be dancing. You can't be doing a two-step. You can't be making your chest pop all the time. You need a break. You need a rest. You need a time to reflect. You need time to just experience the other experiences. If you don't, you're going to forget, and you're going to lose track of the ultimate end game. Lose track and focus of the ultimate end game. And so while I'm not doing those things and not in the happy place, I am reflecting. I am thinking. I am processing some things that I need to process, because that's what you do. That's what you do when intuition and gut feeling is taken on a vacay. Intuition and gut feeling is taking a vacay when it comes to that. And it also can be, or it also could be, that I stopped doing a New Year's resolution. This is one of the first times ever, and it's definitely within that year frame, where it's been a year since, and it's been a year since I made the pledge, the imaginary pledge to myself, that I'm not doing this anymore. I don't need to do this. Possibly that's the effect. That is the unintended consequence that came from that. I kid. And that's ha ha funny, not he funny. Ha ha funny. But there's a few things. There's a few things that's been keeping me up at night, been on my mind, and they're dark. They're twisted. It's nothing abnormal. In fact, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly normal. I'm just sharpening up my verbiage. I'm just sharpening up my wordplay. I'm just sharpening up my witty banter, is what the cool kids call it, and my alliteration, so I can obliterate. Is that what that word means? See, I'm even off my dictionary game, or thesaurus game. Possibly, I probably should put down the books that I'm reading now and go back to the trusty old dictionary and thesaurus, so I can work on my words. But then again, the books that I'm reading have some pretty adventurous words that are exemplary, very, very impeccable, very, very worthy and worth my attention. So I might stick with that just for a little bit longer. Shiny object. What was I talking about again? Yeah, that. Well, sometimes there's some people that are very, very important and play an important part in your life, and you know this at the time. And so when it's gone, or when they're gone, it doesn't make missing them that much less, or it doesn't make missing them any lesser. It's still there. You can't prepare for it. You can try to. Maybe you can compartmentalize. Maybe there's nothing else that's going to remind you of every single situation or everything that took place, that they played either positive or negative or some kind of impact in your life. Those are things that you just can't misremember. Those are things that you just can't say, hey, I don't want to recall this. But then again, why would you not want to recall that? Why wouldn't you want to just go back to that moment, go back to recreate that moment that you were there with them and they were with you, or they did something for you, or you did something with them, and you just play that out over and over in your mind. Whether it's good or bad, I'm not placing a value on it to that sort. I'm just saying that being able to put yourself in that, or me being able to put myself in that position and in that place again, I don't think the overall is negative. I don't think that it will cause an effect that just make me spiral. I think for me, it would be the opposite. For me to try to erase out, for me to try to not remember, for me to act like that I don't care, or this wasn't a big deal, or this wasn't a big part of me in whatever form or whatever fashion, that will be more deteriorating for me. That would be something that would start eating me from the inside out and beginning or to be start of my internal downfall is me not being truthful and me not being a truth teller and me not saying, hey, yes, this is what it is. This affected me. And I still do think about, or I still do miss, or I still would enjoy that person's company, regardless, whether or not, regardless whether or not. And so that's why I say, I don't know how I was going to get here. I don't know how that we was going to make it to this instant, this moment, but we got here. And I don't know what caused, or I don't know how I'm in this mode, or I am in this box now. And there's certain things that I guess trigger. Can I use that word? Trigger? Yeah. There's certain things and there's certain moments and there's just certain times where you just want to, or I just want to go back in time, but not really go back in time, because the people that are time travelers are listening. And if I say that enough in a lot of places, they will come for me, and I don't need anybody else coming for me because there's too many already. Take a number. But just re-experience that shared time and those shared moments and enjoy it and appreciate it. And that's why I try to appreciate it in the present and at the time being, but also sometime in the back of my mind, in the back of my head, this magic or this notion creep in that fully take advantage of this, because you don't know X, Y, Z. And that's when I have to pull back and just trust my intuition and trust my gut feeling, because then I'll just start calculating out, and then I'll just start thinking, not overthinking, but just thinking about every and single possibility possible, period, on planet Earth. And that's not that many, but it's still a lot. That's not that many, but it's still a lot. Because there's a few changes that I have made within life in general, as far as with making sure that I reach out and making sure I talk to people important to me, or people that's in my world, that's in my orbit, and so they can understand that I am here for them. I respect them. I enjoy who they are for who they are. And I try to be in the present, and I try to make sure that not necessarily leave on good terms, but understand that this isn't the end. There is another opportunity, but also I'm going to make this opportunity the best as it can possibly be. Make that make sense? Just did. But thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the new and improved website at extra.vdgsports.com. extra.vdgsports.com. This episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, all things Vince, all things in between. There's a YouTube as well. VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, basically do whatever it is you do there. Comment if you must, comment if you may. Yeah, about that. Noobs, thank you for the time. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. That's all I ask for ever. Regs, you know what time it is. It's time to be peace like the out.